Well, hello, and welcome to Stop Let's Team Up. I'm Ross Aiken, and I'm here with Kirby Evans, and we're going to talk DC Comics Presents number 17, Superman and Mr. Miracle. So, hello, Kirby.
Hi, Ross. Thank you very much for bringing me back. So this was not our original pick. DC Universe
It wasn't
Infinite?
even our second pick.
No, it really was. DC Universe Infinite. Come on, get your stuff together.
That's really weird because
Uh,
aren't there two? They're two omnibuses. Maybe they don't go that far, and they've not, not remastered them or something. I don't know. It was really odd. There's a 20 issue gap at the end. It was like,
yeah, of Brave and the Bold. So it was going to be a really good Mike Barr, and oh god, it was a Paro still. It was a Paro doing the art for a
okay,
Batman Elongated Man story. I was really excited to talk about because like, oh, we have so much. Nope. Are you kidding me?
yeah. And then what was the second one?
I can't. There was like,
Commandy,
yeah,
Commandy
it was
40,
Commandy and Karate
41.
Kid teaming up in some of the like dog days of the Commandy series. That one wasn't on there. I'm less surprised by that, given I don't know how much interest there probably is in post Jack Kirby Commandy. But yeah,
Jesus, this muddy. Yeah, I think there is. I think there's some nerd out there going, "Where's the second volume? And where's the second volume? Where's the second?" I'm just like, oh, when that comes out in DC Finest, I'm buying the Commandy when it comes out in DC Finest.
it's good.
It is. It is. I'm really when I was doing first issue special in Danger Street, and I was having to look at the '70s Kirby. I was like, oh, this is the and the New Gods. Oh, this is. I love his FF, especially when it's him and Senate. I really really love it. It's amazing. It's amazing in the issues if we're covering four by four, but it's just. I just think it looks better. I'm looking forward to Cap. I reading Cap Volume Omni 4 because that's I want to see it. I know it's trippy dippy. It's really trippy dippy. It's I don't know if he's doing it tongue in cheek, but I'm gonna read it with some, I didn't like it as a kid, but I was being it's not cool. It was that it's not cool kind of
Hmm.
attitude toward it. Um, but we came to Kirby recommended this one, and I went sure it's a decent. I like DC Comics Presents, especially these early ones. So why this one?
So, the reason I picked number 12 is it's one of the issues I've got signed by the writer Steve Englehart.
Oh, that's one. Oh, from when we went. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so it's a case of like, okay, let's see, which characters does Kirby love that we haven't talked about yet? Uh, all right, let's do a Mr. Miracle. I remember, really enjoying this issue a lot. So that was kind of the main reason I picked it. It's like, okay, it, after the two strikes, it's like, okay, what's probably on the app?
Yeah, the first it is. I was thinking, is that may be in the DC Finest, but it would be in the volume after it because it's like only six. The team up folks get the team up DC Finest because it's just the team ups in order they came out and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Um, it's kind of like I feel like I'm reading them in the past where you had to wait a while for the next one, but this is a good one. This is and this there's things about this I like it. And we'll get to that. Do you have the pertinent date on this one?
Yes, I do. Okay, DC Comics presents number 12, Winner Takes Metropolis. Was originally released on May 10th, 1979. Has a cover date of August 1979. Writer Steve Englehart. Penciler Rich Buckler. Inker Dick Giordano. Letterer Ben Oda. Colorist Jerry Serpe. And editor Julie Schwartz. And our cover credits, just so I can fill it out, is Ross Andrew Penciler and Dick Giordano inking again.
Yeah. Let's talk cover. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's a cover of its time. You know what I mean?
it's a very like, hey, what's going on in this issue, kids? Can you solve why Superman's fighting Mr. Miracle?
Yeah. It's
Uh,
just I mean, I
I'm
don't dislike Ross Andrew, but I'm just not.
I actually really kind of I'm more of a defender of Ross Andrew. I think a lot of his stuff looks good. The Dick Giordano inkings I think really do help him here, especially like with Superman specifically. You really kind of see the weight on him, especially as he's
Yeah.
throwing those punches.
Yeah, I like that. he normally like Spider. He has a very distinct Spider-Man, the way Spider-Man bends and folds,
Yeah.
which tweaks me a little bit. But on Superman, he does. I think he follows the house style. There's all this thing about, and they're still using the Kurt Swan as the touchstone at this point, right?
Oh yeah,
Or yeah, or has Adams
1979.
become the touchstone?
Ooh, it might.
I think it's still Kurt's the
It's still
house
Swan.
style for Superman because he's drawing action and he's drawing both books at this
Yep.
point for decades.
Yeah.
And he's still better than some people who can't draw 2 pages in a month.
Yep.
It's
Just so long as you never have him inked by Frank Chiramiante, because that makes his art look like crap. But that's a story
uh
for another day when we.
I was thinking about then I read a comic, you said it the other, and I was like, oh, he's inking it. Not terrible, but not doing it any justice. But it was like a war comic or something. I was
Yeah,
something.
so it just in especially in the late 80s, mid to late 80s, early 80s, Chiramiante, he just is basically just tracing over Swan's art
He's
and
a
it's like and he makes it very stiff. That's the problem.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Yeah, it's an okay cover. It's just I miss the ones that were about the story, but then there's some times where it's like Jesus. You ever seen you see one that it's like about one panel? It's like, why didn't you just blow the panel up and call it? But it's okay. I'm going to jump to a little synopsis. Hold on real quick.
Okay.
And then we will get into this. Superman and Mr. Miracle are manipulated into a high-stakes race across a nuclear testing range to determine who should protect Metropolis. While the Man of Steel is distracted by the competition, the master escape artist uses the ruse to identify and destroy a mind control device planted by Intergang. Once the mental trap is broken, the two heroes join forces to dismantle the criminal operation and restore order. Um, so this is one of these one and done team ups. It's very much the one and done comic. And I'll go first. I like it. It is very simple. It's not a story you would write today. It's very Silver Age plot. It is the most Silver Age plot, but it's fun. Um, it's written well. It's some of the best Rick Buckler I've seen in a while. But I'm a big Rick. I like Rick Buckler.
Same here.
I don't have any people complain. He was given bad inkers.
Oh yeah.
But when you gave him, God, thank Jesus, man, when it was Adrian Gonzalez and then Ordway on All-Star Squadron, that stuff was
Hmm.
gorgeous. And it's weird. Is it credited? The app says it's him inking it, but it's not. It's Giordano.
Yeah, that Giordano, like again, he's the listed. I kind of feel the Giordano in this a lot in a lot of different spots.
I do
And
too. I do
yeah,
too. There's some clunkiness where he does. Every artist draws the way people move. It's like a fingerprint. For some of them, it's a fucking big sign bashing you in the head that this person drew it. But his is, I always think he always has the same running away pose, and they kick their butt out. It's real. They run crooked, and it's taking that old comic like Sapkowski would do it and Kirby would do it. Someone's running forward, you see them, and they're kind of in this leaping at you kind of pose. But Buckler showed you it better, and it was just tidied up. Everybody was just a little bit more anatomically correct. Um, it just tidied up Buckler. I think Buckler would probably be a lot if he was just inking himself. It would be a little. He would be a little rougher around the edges on purpose, like a Western comic or a Herb Trimp, Mike Severn kind of thing. But I like it. I like it. He is, he's the guy after Adams. He has a very Neil Adams kind of style too. It's as the house style is changing at both places. So I like it, and I really enjoyed the art, but it's a very Silver Age plot.
yep.
What's your take?
So again, very simple. Like, but at the same time, it's like good. Like, not DC Comics Presents does not need to be like this deep philosophical thing every freaking issue. It's just like especially for me as I'm picking up back issues. I can. This is a great one. Like, oh, I read it. I enjoyed it. Great. That's good. I in the midst of read any other reading projects, so I just have to read a one issue, one and cute little one and done. Great,
Yeah.
because again, there's more story here in 17 pages than there are in some arcs today.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no, I
uh,
know. I kept thinking about that too. Because
this would be at least a two-parter nowadays, and it's like, why people? You don't need to stretch it out that much. Like this is again 17 pager, and you're fine.
yeah. But there, and it's there's a little bit of info dumping and there's some I don't think it's overly wordy. I mean,
No.
you get to see his Superman and him arguing,
Yep.
and him trying to when he's trying to communicate something to Superman but can't. So he's yeah, so that little thing. Um and uh, Superman gets a little hot and heavy in this too soon, but I mean, I think it ha it is very enjoyable. I remember reading this. I mean, but it was a one and done. You really, I liked them. It was like it was 17 pages. You got to see two heroes hanging up. I think the characters are portrayed the way they should be portrayed. It's not like the writer. Who is the writer on this? Steve Englehart. Steve Englehart. He's his take on it's going to be well. Steve's always about. I don't think Steve intentionally writes a Silver Age kind of story on purpose. A lot of times that would be what they're doing nowadays if it feels like it. They're hearkening back or whatever. But
Yeah.
he just knew his job. I got to give one story. I can't change Superman. I can't change Mr. Miracle. I got to have a conflict. And it's really good. I think it's structured. I agree
Yes.
with you that it just that's not good. I don't want to say not good or bad. It's tells what the comic's supposed to do. It's
Yeah.
give you a little distraction from your everyday and some. Let's start with the splash page. I thought for a second when I opened the page, looking at Mr. Miracle, I thought this was drawn by Don Newton for a second. Is it a Don Newton one? Yeah, no. And then I looked and went, oh no, it's Buckler. I just think uh, the blindfolded Mr. Miracle looks like Don Newton drew him a little bit to me.
Okay, I can see that, but this is also kind of how you because Rogers Englehart had already written the Mr. Miracle, like his arc was already done on that run. So it's like, okay, this is he knows how to open up a story with Mr. Miracle where it's clearly a death-defying stunt or whatever that he's doing with he's being suspended in mid-air whereas like two drones are about to like shoot him out and can he escape?
Oh no,
Yes, he
there's a
can.
3 page comic because he hits the ground and he's good. Oh, guess he
Cool.
can escape. Superman goes about his day.
Uh, I I guarantee that's at least has to be at least one team up where oh fake out up until the very last page and it's like you guys didn't know how to write that character, did you?
Yeah. Um,
But
I but what you liked it? Did you like the splash or is it
yeah,
was it
no, I
working?
think this splash looks really good. And again, it's a lot of kind of what you're talking info dump, but as it's being broadcast, I think it's actually done pretty naturally. Because I've been reading some comics where it's like, oh boy, this my eyes are glazing over. Nope,
Yeah,
that's all I
I think
need.
but these kind of team ups had to have that because that it's that stop. Let's talk to each other. Let's team up. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
yep.
And it was a way for you to see new characters. I mean, I knew that. I think Oh no, I was. My brother gave me the. We were talking earlier about Marshall Rogers. Marshall Rogers, Miracle Man's. I think that's the first time it was Englehart. No, that was Conway and Rogers.
Because I think Mr. Miracle was done by Englehart and Rogers.
It
Like
was
when
okay. So
it was those two, yeah.
okay.
So again, that run is already that got canceled again. I think just checking on Mike super quick. Mr. Miracle 25 came out like a year prior, so the
Okay.
character's been off the table for a bit, which is fine. But they give you a nice little recap of not only a scot-free, death-defying escape artist, he is also one of the new gods. Blah blah blah. And yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah, I like that they have little mini origins at the top. Again, this is these comics. We cannot imagine I cannot describe how what it was like. I mean, I can, but to read a comic, it had to be physically in front of you, and you had to be on that spinner rack that had four sides of eight. So whatever that is, 32 different titles. And if you couldn't find it, and then when comic shops, you had to get there on that Wednesday, the Wednesday thing for decades and decades. So these team up books, which are the four big four team up books, are so good during this era. Is it was just you got a sample. If it wasn't a character you liked, I mean, I covered one with the Thing and the Gol and a Golem with Billy a long ways back, and but it was still it's like okay, Ben should fight a Golem. He's kind of Golem-y. But that's these things are so simple, one and done, the and the Silver Age plot lends itself to it.
It really
You
does.
know, because there's a reason this is like that, because I've got to tell this story in 17 pages. It's hard enough. I just like it. I like this Lola Barnett is it I can't remember the celebrity. There was a TV uh host, well, woman, but I don't know if that's I think this is they've taken her name and changed it to be an homage to her.
Oh, okay. If that's the case, I have no idea.
I
But
think, yeah, I don't either. I couldn't remember, but but she would do celebrity interviews. She was kind of annoying. She had a really grating voice. Um, but but she's not a character from the Superman books, is she?
not to my knowledge. But we'll get there because there's a one panel where I'm like, "You remembered that guy? Okay, I'm
Okay,
down."
let's get yeah. But I
Uh,
like that. I like the splash page. I'm also really because I'm reading a lot of I almost I didn't read any new comics for like 2 months because it was like, yeah, unless it was on the app. Uh, but we're talking about recoloring. There was some you showed an example of where they botched one this week. Botched it. I mean, like that's like malpractice, and that's in the Swamp Thing trade.
yeah. So
Okay,
it was me reposted because someone else was because Tatiana Wood, she died this week at 99. So again, any opportunity I can have to bitch about that absolute Swamp Thing recoloring, I'm gonna do it because that was a crime.
yeah,
So
yeah, and it's that, and I was thinking about it because it's like she is that's her job on Moore's Swamp Thing is the palette that she had.
yep.
It's a signature of the book. It really is a great. There are great colorists,
Hmm.
and what is the bad thing is they're so good at it. Some of them you don't notice it because everything's the way it should be, and it's not messing up your enjoyment or understanding of what is going on in the panel because this, especially in the four color years.
Yep.
And I want to talk about this, Jerry Serpe. What I like about this is this use of this rosy pink, which is in the background behind the plane. I started to see this because I'm reading so many like tail end of four color printing. Um, not like the big yellow explosion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Yeah, yeah,
comic
yeah.
fan all goes, "Oh yeah, that saturated banana yellow." But I like the coloring, the bright blues. That I'm noticing it popped out, and I'm really kind of I don't remember the sky always not being blue because you couldn't have it be blue because Superman's blue.
Right.
It'll disappear. Um, but I'm really digging it. So not the whole issue, but there are parts of it I like the coloring. Um,
One thing I will say, when Big Barda shows up, she's in a very like this isn't Jack Kirby design, but this is someone trying to ape Jack Kirby.
oh, I thought it was someone trying to ape Marshall Rogers.
Oh, okay, that interest. I would have to go back, but yeah, it's a very weird kind of
She's a little
design.
slender.
She's in shorter too in here.
Yeah, and that's what makes me think Rogers, because I think Rogers drew her. I think she needs to be a person and a half,
Yeah, she does.
and
Like,
he has to look up to her,
yep,
and look listfully in her eyes, so she'll carry him to bed, like in the She-Hulk show where she carries that dude to bed, and you're like, going, "Oh, brother, you asked for
yep.
it." But it, yeah,
Uh,
I noticed. I knew what you mean in that panel. But okay, see this. this is the panel where I'm thinking about the people, the way people run. This is I know I'm reading a Rich Buckler comic. I know this fucking and it happens like two or three times. Everybody's hunched over. The guy getting I don't know what he was jumping in the back of a truck. Everybody kind of just hunched over.
Yeah, okay, but if they're loading stuff up, I'll give them some credit on that.
Oh, is that what he's
Um,
doing? Okay.
yeah, yeah, like they're loading stuff up, but when you're saying that, it's on the next page where Mr. Miracle jumps onto his aero disc and is starting to fly out back to Vegas. Where yeah, his butt is sticking out at angles I'm not sure you could do and keep your
I think you would
balance.
flip backwards at that. I mean, if you got to ride
Yeah.
like your butt out, it doesn't. And but that part, she is shorter than him.
Yeah, again, that's something where I think I was like by the 80s they kind of like no, she needs to be at least a head and a half taller.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And also,
and
look, I think some of that finishing is Giordano
yeah,
in her
oh,
face. That's not Buckler.
no, that's definitely Giordano. And I think I also really do kind of like the arched eyebrow Miracle's given her because it's like, okay, Superman documentary's gonna beat you on here, but dude, you've got a residency at the Flamingo for the rest of the year. Chill out. But again, I like the little bruised ego that's gonna be a recurrent bit throughout this whole issue, so I'm perfectly fine with all that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. You only got 70 pages to do a plot. So the anti-information, well, yeah, it's an info dump, but there's the show of it should have happened already before you say it. Unless he's a character from another comic appearance, but when he recognizes from above on the street in Vegas, oh woman, that woman, I recognize her from the newscast. She's Carolyn Dole, the Intergang chieftain who escaped from prison yesterday. If I capture her, and
Yeah,
then
that's a hey, we just need to get this plot going here.
yeah, I mean it's like, but later I but see what I mean about Silver Age?
Yeah,
It's
that's a very like, oh, this person just walking. Now, granted, it's Vegas in the 70s, back when it was great when the mob still ruled it.
yeah. Oh, because and also, um, I just it's just like a kid's cartoon. It's
Yeah.
just that's how do I get it? And so go. It just struck me as funny because it was it's every there are a couple more places where it's so like this could have been written in the mid 60s.
Yeah.
So he spies on her, and how does no one ever see the dude
I-
pressed up against the ceiling? Because I noticed a skylight in a room. Normally you'll go, oh, skylight every time you walk in the room.
Yep.
And he is
Especially when,
wearing yellow and bright yellow, green, and red.
yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I'm like, he's not even trying to hide. He's just like pressed right up against it and looking at it's like, what? What?
So she's goes into the meeting and they're discussing the machine the mentropy machine.
I don't know. And they repeat that word like five times on the first page
Well,
they
I think
mention
what
it.
it is it's meant. I think it's supposed to be um, mental and entropy blended together, like it's going to entropy your memory.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not something you would give an actor to say
No.
because he would get angry about take 42. That doesn't work as well. But this whole thing, it's a machine. What is it? I'm going to read what she describes it. The mentoring routine. You can control minds within a 50-foot radius, and I mean completely control. Get that close to Superman, and we can obliterate his mind, no matter his muscles, his impenetrable skin, or his speed. After one blast from this gadget, he won't know what to do with them. So the Intergang. Okay, it's Intergang. So yes, they have super comic science, but these are like the Soprano guys. Where are you getting this like cutting edge alien tech, guys?
Look, we do all these weird experiments. We ship them out to our Vegas branch because Superman's never out in Vegas. and that's where we can test all this weird shit out.
And it's they're degenerate gamblers. No one cares if we're experimenting on
Exactly.
them.
Because it's like this guy's about to was gonna rat him out, and normally they just throw him in, oh God, Lake, I can't remember the, but it's like normally we just throw this guy with cement galoshes, but we'll try him out on this first. And yep, hey, do you want to rat on us? Yeah, I do. I can't. I can't.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's this is a device that TV Batman 66 would be,
Oh God, yeah.
br-
Uh, you know, and of course the device works on Mr. Miracle, so he can't directly tell Superman that Intergang's gonna be gunning for him, which is of course our main plot. So what does he do? He tries to call Clark Kent, who is Superman's pal, uh, and, and he can't even tell him that way. Uh, but again, I like, and I double checked. This is actually the first time though these two characters have ever met.
Oh, good. I kind of figured this. I think we get jaded that they've met because every year there's a story where every hero appears.
Right.
Yeah,
But no, yes, because I think Superman in the original Jack Kirby run of Fourth World, like he had met Orion, but he
yeah,
hadn't
he met Orion and Light Ray and like that. He never met
Miracle of the Forever
other
people.
people. Yeah. Um,
Yep. And when we're talking Giordano, I think his Clark Kent is really kind of what gives him away.
and that's to keep him looking like Swan. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's Kirby's not the only one they did this to.
No.
It's like if you can't draw their face to acceptable way, I will. And Dick is working editorially too by this time for DC, I think a little bit. Is
Yeah.
he the editor? Is he the editor in chief here at this era?
I'm not ooh, if he's the EIC, I'm not sure about that. I would have to my DC EICs it gets very fuzzy and it's
Well, it, the title changed when Paul got it.
yeah.
Uh, but Dick was pretty organized. Dick was pretty organized. But I like it. I think it tidies it up. Um, there are some. I love Rick Butler. I do, but there's some stuff in here that is that's kind of going. Oh my God, you do this in every book. That on the next page, on page 8, where we're seeing Miracle Man, Barda, and Oberon. I always like seeing Oberon,
Yeah.
but old pre-jail JLI Oberon and this Oberon, he's a grumpy little fucker here, but in there he's also you go, oh, I would love to hang out with you, but I would be one of us is getting arrested, right? It's not going to be you. I have a feeling. That's why Scott had to learn to break out of jail. He kept hanging out with you. Um, but he turns to look at Barda, and it's really I'm on the app, so some of the coloring's off. It's a little brighter, and I think sometimes some detail doesn't come through.
Uh-huh.
Because he looks a little like Caesar Romero. He's got this weird expression on his face.
It's a very weird like smile, and I'll tell you that's true in the original print in here. But it's like that's it. That's the answer. I'm going to challenge him to prove he's better than I am. That's my escape. So it's like, okay.
Hey,
So
what does that have to do with the Mentropy machine at
it,
this point?
yeah. So like again, we're talking. This is a little convoluted, but this is also like definitely a written for kids, and that is fine
Yeah.
by me.
Oh yeah, but I would. I've sat down with a stack of team up issues, and read them. Because it's kind of like it's a snack in a comic. I like that. Um, and these were fun. I like it. So
I,
we talk about
I,
decompression. Let's talk about page 9. This is an entire issue in some comics recently I've read.
yes. Superman sees a disaster about to happen. Mr. Miracle already swoops in and saves kids from being run over by like a cement truck. Saves a building from collapse, like a some girders from collapsing.
Mhm.
Sinking ship and all of that. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I do
Again, but
too.
you're right. This would be in a whole issue of just this.
Yeah. And there's a there it's not over talky.
No.
It's giving you some of the information you need to be get gotten, but it does show very well because it has this nice zigzag of way across the book. And that makes you feel the action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the action. The truck's moving. Now it's closer to this building. Now, you have enough. You really understand what's going on in the whole story in one page. I like it. I almost shared this page while I was reading it last night. I was like, wow, is this the end of the story? But because there's just so much action. Um, oh my God. Okay, there are some panels in here. I may pull them and post them a little later because
Yeah.
there's one, which one I'm talking about on page 10. We get to see what's going on the ground. Um, there's some
Ooh.
Mr. Miracle fangirls.
Which okay, he's a well-known celebrity at this point. Him having his own merch and t-shirts ready, that doesn't that I'm like, oh, that makes total sense. But I do love this bit of Superman talking to Jimmy, and it's like, now Jimmy, why don't you ask him? As far as I'm concerned, there's plenty of room for both of us in Metropolis. Then it doesn't bother you, this challenge? I said it doesn't bother me. And it doesn't bother me, okay? Okay, okay. Off the record, Jimmy, it bothers me.
And that look on his face, folks, he's doing this like movie pose where you put your finger to, it's basically Dr. Evil, basically. And
uh,
or the expression of Eddie Haskell from Leave It to Beaver setting up a caper. Oh my God, it's funny. There are some funny Superman with his hands on hips. There's some odd
odd
panels in this
choices,
comic
yes.
that made me go, is it just my 21st century sensibilities or that I'm looking at it on a bright screen? How did I miss this? Or did
Yeah.
I just not, I've read of so many comics that some of them aren't in there anymore. Got to put them back in.
Okay, quick question for you, Ross. When you're reading them are you doing panel by panel or?
No, I'm page by page. When I read them on my phone, I do panel by panel.
Okay, I was just curious because like sometimes when
Now,
it is like you will just because it's bigger, you will notice stuff more.
yeah, it's reading it on the app. There are a couple things. I got a holder that you can put your hand fingers through so it holds it.
Hmm.
So when it comes to a double page, I have to turn my reader and it cuts off a little bit of the top and bottom, which sucks.
Mm.
But the other thing is I prefer reading it as full pages because it's designed to be read as full pages. That said, I really like it's a change in comics and it's not, I don't understand. I know it's happening. It's a scrolling up comic.
Right.
You're designing your story to work vertically, panel by panel. And they're adapting the comics to do it. And I've read, I've read a comic I've read and like it would be neat, but on this I'm reading it as I got to read the
Y-
whole page
yeah.
because it's the way it was designed. And Rick Buckler's not. I mean, he's a good superhero comic artist, but it's not like he's. I'm never going to look at a comic of his and go, "Oh, look at this art." There I won't have that. I'm just going to thumb through because the art's pretty. He draws a really good superhero comic. Too.
So as the story like Superman is confronting Mr. Miracle up in the sky at night, and it's like all right, then let me say something. I've met other of your new gods, and they seemed like reasonable beings. I've watched your escapes, and you're good at it. So what's the point of all of this? Metropolis doesn't need another superhero. I guess go fuck yourself, Black Lightning. Uh, but there are plenty of other cities that need one. And it's like, okay, a Mr. Miracle series where he's the resident hero of like Vegas. I would read that.
That could be
That'd
a
be
good.
fun.
That actually, I didn't even think about it until you just brought that up. I was like, that'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
We're
Like
gonna have
or
the Mirage.
yeah, there you go.
Oberon could be the casino boss. You
and
know,
you
it's
have
the
and you have
miracle that he owns the hotel.
yeah.
It's like
Uh,
Fantasy Island and Oberon's Tattoo. Mr.
I get
Miracle's come and ask Mr. Miracle. Sounds like a bad 70s cop procedural. You come to the miracle and Mr. Miracle help fix your life, whatever that is, like highway to
oh,
heaven kind of thing.
okay, you're telling me that as a joke, but I would also really like it. And I'm when did Hervé Villechaize die? Was he dead by the late 80s? He could
No,
have
he
really.
lived in the 90s.
Oh, okay, because he would have been a good Oberon for a JLI movie, and a
Yeah, I don't know.
concurrent.
Squeaky voice. I don't. I just.
Yeah,
I like Hervé Villechaize. He had a good sense of humor, and he had some rough shit. I'm not, and I.
he had his demons to be sure.
Everybody did. Oh God, everybody had their demons in the
Oh yeah.
70s. Um. So no, I like this, but this page 11, man, that's a lot of. And why is Superman acting like a fucking petulant teenager?
Just
It's
because
out
we
of
need this
character.
a little accurate, but at the same time, I like whenever it's Superman just kind of being a little petty and it's like, oh, he does have a little bit of ego. That's fine by me.
Yeah,
But I do
yeah.
like some of these panel what do you want to call them, the poses where in that panel I just read, Mr. Miracle's just like smugly leaning back against the comic book gutter with his arms folded across his chest, and I
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't kill him. Oh my God, that's cool. That he is. See? Okay, man, I take that back. Um,
and so okay, like this is Miracle's plan where it's like, okay, I'm gonna trick him into a contest so I can somehow like flush out Intergang and stuff happens. That's
yeah.
fine. Because what is it? I challenge you, Superman, a contest, a spectacular, a battle of the superstars. Winner takes Metropolis. It goes on television. Fine.
Yeah. So DC, this is a running joke because I'm about to finish reading. Oh, I did read it. DC KO. Which, so okay. That's how you're going to draw the gang out. It's like Batman. It's like the 66 Batman show. This is a plot from one of that because uh, it, it it just is. I enjoyed it. The, but throughout this comic, kept going, "Oh my God, this is so Silver Age." I like this where you get all the news people.
Okay, so here's the one I wanted to bring up is at one point one of the I think the guy in the top right they show as Johnny Nevada, who is a very clear Johnny Carson riff
Yeah.
because Carson City, Nevada.
Oh, ouch. That's fuck. I didn't get.
But
Ooh. Oh my God. And then there's Howard Cosell.
oh, that is Cosell. Okay, so
Well, that's who I thought it was. Who did
no,
you
no,
think
I
it
think no,
was?
you're 100% right. You're 100% right. I'm Howard Cosell,
Yeah.
and that's the in a phase rife with pregnant possibilities. A battle royale. This is the best Howard Cosell I can do because I'm only really doing impression of an impression.
It's everybody does him a little higher than he talked a little lower, but he had these weird pauses and Brett, you know, he that's why him and Ali got along so well because they both talked like fucking nobody else on the planet.
Oh, and it's not until the next page, but they do reference the Superman Muhammad Ali fight in this issue.
Oh my God. Oh, so okay, that's it. I didn't realize that was in continuity.
It's in continuity for at least the purposes of this issue.
Okay. Okay.
Because
Um,
like I have heard a criticism of the team ups. It's like if it doesn't matter, what's the point of the series? I'm like, I think you're missing the point of this series. It's again, like we said earlier, you're having fun, you're having a little snack.
yeah, that's all it is. Um, I like,
One thing I think just as we kind of move, one thing Buckler excels at in comics in general is he draws some of the best fights, I think.
yeah, he does.
And
Also, I like how he
mm,
shows them flying and landing.
yeah, I like the Superman with the one leg out as he's like kind of slowing the speed down.
Yeah, it's like you're pumping the brake. And that punch at the butt, he can do. That's a buckler, like Buscema punch. This is very buckler. He always has him like throwing his whole body into a punch because he's flying. He doesn't have to worry about, he doesn't have any leverage. So
Right. And one of my favorite bits through this little fight is like Mr. Miracle, he's an escape artist, he's an illusionist, so he's gonna be most of his fighting is gonna be like misdirects, where it's like he vanishes into a thing of flowers, and I really like kind of that touch where Superman's a little more brawly.
yeah, oh yeah. It's that and he holds his own with Superman. It's like Superman just hit him a little bit harder.
He's not a human, like he has
That's true. He's a god. He even says it. I'm a god. He's not.
right. And yeah, but I guess, Superman, it's like, I know this guy at the end of the day is a hero, so I don't want to totally knock him out for months on end.
Yeah.
But yeah, So again, he finally lands again, a knockout punch theoretically that puts Mr. Miracle through the ground and has him, Superman fly off in one direction, where Mr. Miracle like basically somehow digs through the ground like he's Bugs Bunny to to flush out Intergang and destroy the entropy machine.
Yeah, it's it. I like about Superman's thought balloon. Funny when he hits him at the top of that, it says kaboom. Says kaboom, all caps, exclamation point. Okay, and then Superman's thinking it's funny. That was the most unsatisfying punch I've ever threw. It was like, Jesus, are you ranking your punches when you're beating the shit out of people? That's a Batman level creepy, man. That's Guy Gardner shit.
Yeah.
And as much as he goaded me, it's hard to believe anything that screwball does isn't an act hiding some deeper motive. Damn, Superman. Does he not know he's a new god? Like,
No, he knows he's a new. Yeah, he
okay,
specifically said that it's like I've met some of your other new gods, so it's
okay.
like,
Um, but I do like that. He hits him so hard, he goes in and because isn't the reason that he can it's always he gets out of these incredible escape things act using mother box and stuff like that. Like
yeah,
he's not really some of it's him picking locks. Sometimes it's him just teleporting the fuck out.
yeah, it's a mix, and I do always like when it's like, okay, I don't have the mother box, I'm still the world's greatest escape artist,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, because some of the ones that they've shown in the Kirby ones and any other time, it's like going, no one's getting out of that
No.
unless it's it's a trick. It's called a magic trick.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I don't. There's a thing sometimes with these books, and I wouldn't think Englehart's doing, but it looks like Miracle Man's flying out, not being lifted, by his discs. It's like he could fly.
Yeah, again, there is some real. We're just kind of taking some liberties here, just so because we got to wrap this up in one more page. So, yeah, he's bursting out of the ground to destroy the Mentropy machine or whatever it is they called it, and Intergang got flushed out. He tells Superman, "Hey, I couldn't tell you directly that they were coming for you, so I had to do this whole elaborate plot to flush them out so I could destroy this thing to save you."
uh, just go to Superman. Goes, I need to show you something. Take me here,
Yep.
okay? I can't tell you what it is. Someone's put it on my brain. Just take me here. It'll make sense.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. It's really the convoluted. But I mean, a kid's going, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Not really, kid. You get older, going, no, that's not real.
That was kind of my thing. It's like, okay, this is definitely like, okay, you as like, say 8-year-old reader, it's like, oh, I know what's going on. I'm smarter than the characters in this book.
Yeah.
Uh, so, the issue ends with them basically shaking hands and what is it? The last panel is, I thank you, Mr. Miracle, but if you want to go back to the desert, now hold it, Superman. You know very well a good magician doesn't do his big tricks twice. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, again, you got 17 pages. You got to wrap this up.
Yeah, and it's got like that tag at the end of a show where everybody freezes and the credit rolls on, where they somebody it's like in Star Trek, they start to laugh and they go, ha ha. Yeah, it's like Jesus. Um, yeah, I really liked this comic. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
I laughed at some of the faces and the weird plotting and just that. But I was like going, this is the most Silver Age comic I've ever read, and I don't think and it's the only one by Englehart. That I don't remember him being this, and
this
not
is
that's not
hitting.
in a bad way. It's just the nature of the team up book. It's all got to everything's got to reset at the end. In 17, you got to tell an interesting story in 17 pages with everything resetting at the end on the last page.
Yep. Because he only did 3 issues. DC Comics Presents this one, an earlier one with Swamp Thing, and one with the Creeper. And I don't remember either of those being as like this like Saturday morning.
Yeah. Yes, that's a sad. It's a Scooby-Doo plot.
Yeah.
Um, or any of them. Josie and the Jesus Christ, man, how many of them
Funky
that it?
Phantom, Goober and the Ghost
Oh
Chasers,
my God, okay, Jesus, it's the same. And
Serial
now
Never
that I'm
Smiled
thinking about it,
Off.
I call it the Whedon model in TV because he kind of with Buffy did it. It's like, oh no, Whedon's just doing the same shit they did to fucking Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, dude. Dumb shit like this. Crap. Oh my God, I like it. They're always it's always fun. Uh. For these things and the team ups. I've read that team up book. It was kind of fun. It was like it just got a nice. Every once in a while, you get a little Don Newton in the 70s, and I forgot Buckler had done some. But it's nice. I'm reading a lot of Buckler accidentally in the last few weeks. Um, but I liked it. Okay, that's. Do you have anything else to add on this issue?
No, like I said, because this was kind of strike three, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do something that it would be quick for us to read and be. Isn't this probably a little more goofy and we're ragging on it a little more? Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
fine for us because we're not. It's not. I don't think either of us are calling this issue like shit or anything. It's
No,
just
no, it has yeah, there are limits to telling a story in 17 pages.
yeah,
You have to tell a little bit more sometimes because you can't he was very economic with his showing. You know what
yes,
I mean? I thought that for overall it was good, but it's a weird rhythm.
yep,
It's not, like reading Kirby FF is, oh, it's a 4 panel page. I know what to expect from this. And that's why he's swifting and it moves. And for me, it lets me kind of see the pace. But Buckler's just like, okay, this page is a lot of info visually. This one's they're going to gab. And if they're going to gab, I'm only going to give you their upper body because I'm not
yep.
drawing everything because they're talking. I'll give you room for them to talk. Um, but yeah, it's uh, I'm every time we do a team up issue, it's like I go, that's one of my favorite. I do not understand why they don't do team up books anymore.
I, I've been trying to think about this, and next time we do one, I'll see if I have an answer. But I think it's just kind of like the nature of like how stories are delivered nowadays. Because if you
Yeah,
want to see a elongated man story, you can go online and go, okay, which stories have him in it, so I can read. And I'm wondering if part of the team up was to make sure that these things were like still under their copyright or whatever. So just kind of get those out there, make sure those are renewed. Whereas, like, again, like we've said, these guys are in like every freaking issue or at least one story a year nowadays, so there's less reason for it.
yeah. And now you got the whole library too. Part
Yeah.
of it too is because in the olden days, they were so much still disposable. You know what I mean? There's just audience. Um, let's do recommendations. We'll get to that point.
Yep.
I'll do for me. I'll go first. Um, I've started. Kirby was finishing volume 4 of my milestone and posted it, and I was like, "Oh, I've got those." And you commented. A couple people commented they liked it, so I said, and so I picked my volume 1 back up. Went back. I had started it, but I went back and started it again.
Hmm.
and started reading it. So I'm going to try to read through the four of them. I'm doing like 6 issues at a time. Try to do at least one set of those a day or every couple of days. And I'm enjoying it. It is very unique. I
Yes.
didn't read it regularly. I would read random stuff. I've now through the first volume, I've read something because I like the map. The mapping is very unique, and I think it works. It's like because you have to read it's to read the line in order, the
Hmm.
entire line of its initial 50 or 60 each issues
Yep.
thing, how many comics it was before they kind of pulled the plug. Um,
Yeah.
and so you'll have 3 issues of one book and then 4 issues of the next and then three of one. And because it's like arcs in each title, so I've gotten through all the titles and I'm about third of the way through the first one. And I just read the first 3 issues of Zombie. So all of the stuff
Zombie's
other
weird.
everything before I read the zombie stuff, I was really enjoying it. The zombie stuff I don't really understand. I don't know what they're going at. It's so but I then looked and went, oh, it only runs 11 issues. So
Yeah, the zombie was one of the shorter runs, and so the weird thing with the zombie is it's not in volume, even though it was on schedule and coming out monthly, just like the rest of them. It's not in volumes 2 or 3. They kind of wait until like volume 4 before they pick it back up because it is just such a weird outlier. And I kind of after the
what are
first
the
issue,
last issues at the end of the fourth volume? They break
yeah,
that up?
that's how much because it's like volume 2 has a lot of the crossover with the Superman titles, so that's where a lot of that real estate goes. But I really like the Milestone Compendiums. Again, for me, it's like I knew Static from the cartoon when I was growing up, but I didn't really know Icon or in Rocket Hardware. And it's like, oh, I really like Hardware. I really like, what they're doing with Icon and Rocket. Blood Syndicate.
I really like Icon and Rocket. It's a good. I have a
Yep.
feeling I'm going to enjoy the fuck out of this because
Yeah,
I feel like they've got a good relationship right off the top.
it's a really good partnership book, absolutely. And again, it's one of those where it's McDuffie kind of laying out a lot of his feelings on the genre, on the superhero genre specifically in that one where Hardware I liked it's a little more gritty, but I think it worked it gritty in a way that really works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think on because I'm not familiar with any artists except for Leon, who's doing Static, and it's not like this art of his that made me love him as an artist, which was uh, Universe X, whatever that one was, the first one of those, the Alex Ross
Oh, Earth X,
thing.
all that stuff.
Earth X, yeah, he did. He's the same artist who did that. I see it, but he definitely draws Static to look a certain way, and the house style of Milestone I like a great deal. It's
Mm-hmm.
not normally what I would kind of like, but it really suits the characters, and the color palette is freaking unique as shit.
Yep.
But it's a house style for that too, that they're going to use that they're making different choices in the four color process. And I agree with every one of them because they look good. And there's like a watercolorness to the coloring. Um, there's something that the way they're doing it's giving a different texture and a different feel. It's really good. And I have a feeling it's that way through all four volumes because it's like, and then I'm like going, it's like, where did you find 4, 5, 6 artists who there is a house style. It's somewhere between Chunky JR Jr. and uh, Cave Bear Sienkiewicz, like modern Sienkiewicz, which is like Pollock.
Yeah.
This weird because you know what I mean. There's a different they have outside, and it's really good. The one that looks mostly mainstream is uh, Icon because it's Bright's doing the art,
Yep.
and it's
And
beautiful. And
yeah.
the watercolor kind of the soft the coloring is off the chart. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading it. I probably will do a compendium, take a break and do a compendium, but I'm really enjoying kind of reading it real in batches. What's your recommendation?
Okay, so I finally started on a project that I've been wanting to do for a few years now, and where I'll be going through from, John Byrne's Man of Steel #1 right up until the New 52 starts. So I've gone through already the Man of Steel mini and about the first 5 months of the three ongoings because I'm reading them kind of like as you would like as they were coming out, where it's like Superman, Adventures of Superman, Action
Yeah,
Comics, and so sometimes it gets a little choppy in this beginning of, because they were all kind of like standalone-ish at this point, but they're still
yeah,
all
yeah,
very good. The big thing for me that I'm kind of realizing is they did reboot Superman. They didn't reboot him that much to where there are parts of me going like, maybe you guys could have just had Byrne come in as the writer artist like he was, but if you want to kind of put Ma and Pa Kent back in, you put that on Marv Wolfman to put in the last issue of Crisis, and just there's some things because again, it's weird because Superman's already reestablished that as a hero for a couple years, so it's like it's not it's not like him starting out, which is what my brain had it as. But again, it's been really good art and storytelling kind of throughout the issues. Again, it's even having me like Marv Wolfman a little more than I usually do, not as much as I like his Tomb of Dracula. And Jerry Ordway draws one of the best Supermen of all
yeah.
time.
That was when I was reading it. It was like I reread that first volume because I've got the four hardcovers,
Hmm.
and it is very one and done after the six mini. And I think they have them in there based on issue. They're in publication order because it doesn't matter. They don't become intertwined. They become intertwined relatively quickly.
Okay,
I
that's
mean,
why I was kind of
I'm thinking
curious.
you're like, yeah, I think second volume maybe where it gets more intertwined. It really, I mean, it does because I mean the burn stuff's only four hardcovers, which would be two big omnis.
Yeah, so I think yeah, so for me, like this whole project, which again, 25 years, it's gonna be a mix of blind reads and rereading for me. And follow me on Fearless Freak on Blue Sky to see my slow descent into madness as I go through 25 years of Superman. And
Yeah. Well, it was nice to see how much you were loving it the other day because I mean, Burn. There's a
like
Burn
I'm
tweaks
also
people, but
he
it's his best, some
does.
of his best stuff. It's like his FF.
I still at this point I still kind of prefers FF over his
Oh
Superman.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I would
but
agree with that.
like there's still a lot of good stuff, and I'm trying my best to not um poke fun at Burn. Give him credit where it's due and all of that.
Yeah,
So when I
yeah.
do make the little kind of crap posts, it's like I'm being fair.
Yeah. Oh no, no. There's some things he does that is like especially what ages well and what doesn't age well in a comic. Um,
Oh,
and
and
his
that's
tick, he has ticks. Every
yep.
artist has a tick. You know what I mean? Uh,
Y-
I think he understands Superman. I don't think it's as good as his FF.
no.
I
Oh,
think I would put this third after his X-Men.
that I would probably say
I
that's
think
about right. Yeah.
his X-Men is it's just about it's a he wanted a very I don't want to say passive. He wanted a more dropping stuff here. A simpler Superman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the he's Clark, not he's Clark, not Superman's the disguise.
Right. Which
Uh,
again is stuff I really
yeah,
appreciate. But
yeah,
again, as I'm reading it, it's like I think you could have done this without hard rebooting as much as you did.
yeah. No shit. Yeah, you could have
Because it's
just
like,
done the origin stories enough, and then you're back where you were when you before the whatever event before Crisis.
yeah, because okay, here's just again, you bring him back on as artist, writer, blah blah blah. He doesn't go to the fortress anymore because he's now that Kara's dead. He doesn't want to be alone, and now that Mom and Pa are magically back alive, it's like, oh, okay, I'm more Clark than I am Superman now. We just move forward with that. We don't dwell on the continuity, and that's just kind of how I kind of, especially because Legion coming up, blah blah blah, and it's just those little things. But again, the storytelling in and of themselves are really good.
Yeah,
So
they are.
definitely recommend. And I'll probably be doing check-ins periodically as we record episodes.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, especially because have you ever read The Exiled Era? The
Nope.
Oh
That's one I'm
man,
looking
it's
forward
good.
to.
I really like it. There's some good stuff in it. There's some good stuff in it. Also, you get to see Perez draw fucking Kal-El as a fucking gladiator, and it's like George is leaning into that sword and sorcery shit. You know, he loved that stuff. Put a woman in a bodice, a bikini, and a belly dancer's dress, drape him over a hero. Yeah, I'd draw that all day long.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna dress like it's Soul Train though. I love George, but sometimes he would be drawing comics in the 80s and 90s. Go, dude, no one's dressed like that since 1973.
Nope.
All right. All right, folks. Thanks for listening. It's fun to do these one and dones for you. But hey, be safe, be smart. Please be kind to one another and read some comics. Go read a team up comic.